Alright, today I'm going to replace the window regulator of Hyundai Tucson 2016. First thing I'm going to need to do is pop out this tab. Hopefully you can see that. There's a little slot that will help pop that out. And you can use a tool like this. And I probably will need to put the camera down. Yeah, I gotta put the camera down. Alright, now that the tab is popped, there's a screw. We just need to use a Phillips head to unscrew that. Okay, little bolt has been removed. Now I need to replace the window trim, or sorry, the door trim using these tools. You can get these anywhere from like an AutoZone or O'Reilly's. I've already popped this out a little. That is essentially the sound that you will get. There's these little plastic tabs throughout the entire use that. I'm going to unplug this tab. And there you go. Now, hopefully, you can see this. If not, what you need to do is take this, pop this up. There's a little black tab here. You push it in, and it will pop this door panel, handle panel out. Then there's these cables. There's a little blue tab here. You push down, you kind of pull that out. This one here, there's a side tab. Again, push it in. May have to just pull it out like that. And then there's one more here. And I will probably have to put this down. Okay, putting the camera down. The tab you have to push down is at the bottom. And there's that. Remove the outer door panel. Put that somewhere nice and safe. Alright. Now, what we have to remove are these gray tabs to connect all the cabling to the window regulator panel that we're going to replace. So we'll need to remove also the motor. Unplug this. That wants to come out. Actually, sorry, this needs to be, these bolts just need to be removed. Remove the speaker. So that is what I'm going to do now. So to remove these tabs, I like to take a nose plier needle point plier, sorry. Just kind of squeeze it on one side and pull on the other. So I do that for all these gray and black tabs. Okay, so I have removed all the plastic tabs, so cable is completely off. I removed the speaker. Now what I'm going to do is remove the motor. This is a 7mm. And then eventually I'm going to remove the entire door panel with a 10mm. Okay, so I've taken all the bolts out. I'm taking out the motor, and you can see this. There's a lot of shredded plastic. And that is the reason why I'm replacing the entire window regulator. I just replaced this motor, so we're going to try to see if the motor still works with the new window regulator panel. A lot of shredded plastic. Okay. Alright, so there is the motor. Alright, so there's a little handle here. Oh, I forgot one more bolt here. So there's a little handle down here. I'm gonna pop these guys out and this guy out. And then what I'm gonna have to do is to take these bolts out, all the way out. These are the star tool, like what I call the star tool. I just need to unscrew these. Oops. Okay. Took these 3 bolts out, a little tricky. There's 2 more tabs that you will need to use the trimming tool to kind of pop out. So I'm going to do that now. Alright, so popped out the black tabs. Now what I'm going to do is there's these 2 rubber circles, knobs, coverings, whatever. I'm going to pop these out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to align this window down so I can see the bolts that are keeping the window bolted to the window regulator. I'm going to unscrew those. So let me first pop these out. Okay, so I just popped these out with a flathead. You just gently pull these out. They come out pretty easily. So I'm gonna put that aside. Okay, so next, I'm gonna try to align my camera so you can see this. Let me lower this down a little further. Oops. Now, you can't see this. Maybe you can. Let me get a flashlight. What I'm going to do is just gently pull my window down, slowly, until I see the window regulator show up on my screen. So there is now a screw, and hopefully you can see that. So I'm going to use a Phillips to unbolt these. And hopefully you can see that too. Okay? Okay, now that I've removed the bolts that the window was tied to, you may see that bolts are gone. What I'm going to do is lift this window now up, and ideally you have like a suction cup to hold the window up, but I only have painter's tape, so yep, a little ghetto, but it is what it is. Alright, so I'm going to remove this tape. And I'm going to push down this up. And I'm going to reattach this tape. Make sure everything's solid here. We don't want this window falling. So again, ideally, you have some type sort of suction cup, but I'm using painter's tape. Check your painter's tape often. It does tend to sometimes come off. You can reinforce it some more with more painter's tape. All right, so now I've removed the window from the actual window regulator panel. So as you can see, oh, let me lower this now. What you should be able to see, maybe not. I can now, this is much more loose. Because what I did, if you can see, these were the bolts that I removed from the window that tied it to the actual panel. So you may not see this very well, but there's this bolt right there that I removed and one right there. So now this is the fun part. So earlier we removed these bolts. There is a really not so fun plastic tab back here. And you can't see it, it's hidden. But there's a white plastic tab. It's a big square one. And it's tied to a black plastic tabs tied to that are attached to the window regulator panel. What you're gonna have to do is it's like you have to do a push and a pull. And it's hard to see from here. And so I'll show it to you when I have this removed. Okay, so now that is the white tab, and there was an attachment back here. I'll get a better view. Basically what I had to do is reach back in here, push this forward at the same time pulling this panel backwards, and it comes off pretty easily. I had to push this forward, then push it back. So you may just have to fidget with it, but it is doable. Continue taking this panel out. There is one more electrical plug. There's a little black tab here. You just need to push that in and then pull it out. And you may have to fidget with that a little. These, I just pulled these rubber things all the way out to get that. And then there is one more little tab. Ooh. So that's tricky doing this with my hand. There's one more tab right here, plastic tab. I can never get these out. I have to use a bit of I have to cut this plastic thing. So be careful. These are electrical wires. Hopefully you've disconnected the battery, but just do it carefully. Okay, so remove the last cable. cables completely off the panel. Last little puzzle is getting this guy. And so to do that, you just need to, let's see if I can get this right. Let me hold this camera here. Just need to get these to lift up. I can't remember how I did this, but okay, I'm gonna fidget with this a little longer. Let's see. Okay, it's easy enough. Just brute force and take those out. Again, just pop this out, and then there you go. So keep this to the side. Need to put that back together. And now, if you can see this, just squeeze these back this way, and you should be able to take this out. So push these back this way, and voila, there we go. Door panel window regulator panel removed. And now I'm ready to put the new one back on. So essentially it's all the reverse. I have my new window regulator panel I'm putting back on. One thing to mention, the new one did not come with this tab. So I just pop that one from my old one that I'm replacing. Essentially it's the same. So it's good to know. So just do everything in reverse now. Okay, got all my cables back in. The back panel, got the locking mechanism for the door back on. Got these little rubber things back on. So now what I'm gonna do is push this window back down so it slides in back to this little slot, and then bolt and tighten this bolt so the window is now tied to the window regulator panel. So you have to gently pull it down. You can verify the window is in its slot. Looking back here, again, do it very gently. Hold on to the window at all times when you're doing this. Now I'm gonna bolt it back on, plug everything back in, turn on the car, and see how it works. All right, so I already tested this before putting the door panel back on. I hooked up the motor power, and final test, everything's back on, and yay, auto up, or rather auto down, auto back down, yay, working like a charm. Thank you.